What's up, everyone? This is Exit and Emergency 20. We start off with one of the best emergency lights I think Lithonia has ever made. This is the Lithonia ELMLT High Lumen Output Emergency Light. It is very, very high quality. I would say it even rivals the Dual-Light EVHC emergency light. And it's very nice. It's packed with a lot of features, and it's phenomenal. Unfortunately, these have been discontinued. They had a really short production life. It was only like 4 years or something, and they've since been replaced with the Lithonia ELM 4L and ELM 6L. Hopefully, those are just as good in quality compared to the ELMLT. I don't have any currently, but hopefully one day I will get my hands on some and we'll see how well they are in comparison. Um, but yeah, very nice emergency light. It looks like the Lithonia ELM2 third generation. It has the same body style, but it's pretty much an improved version. Of course, it's LED and it's very, very bright, but the mounting bracket's a little bit different. Instead of the traditional mounting bracket that the ELM2s had, where you kind of hinge it on and snap it down, this one you just press against the mounting bracket and it connects. So it takes a lot of headache away, which is nice because sometimes I even get frustrated with the ELM2 like hinge brackets. But anyways, it also has self-diagnostics. You can see down there it has 3 different colors it will flash and change to, which we will look at that a little bit later on in this video. Again, very, very bright. I forget how many lumens it is, so I will put it on screen for you to know about. These emergency lights also look identical to Lithonia's ELM6 LED, which came around the same time as the ELMLT, and it also was discontinued pretty shortly, just like the ELMLT. But again, they are very similar looking, but the ELMLT is like the premium version, and then the ELM6 LED is like the lower end version. And I say lower end very lightly. It's not a cheap emergency light. It's very nice quality too. But the ELMLT has a lithium iron phosphate battery, while the ELM6 LED has a lead acid battery. And there's less options to choose from with the ELM6 LED. I don't think it had self-diagnostics, and then some other features too, while the ELMLT does. But yeah, both of these emergency lights, the ELMLT and the ELM6 LED, were both replaced by the ELM4L and ELM6L. So again, I don't know much about those emergency lights. I don't have one, but I'd like to get one. So anyways, enough of my rambling. Let's give this emergency light a test. And here it is in emergency mode. Very, very bright. Extremely bright. And it has a great appearance too. You can see the flashing green means it's in test. And yeah, super bright, which we will see more of this later in emergency mode when we shut off all the power. I'm going to go ahead and cancel the test. Now you can see the LED is yellow, which means it is charging the battery. But yeah, it's a great emergency light. This particular one has expanded runtime and or remote capacity. I guess it's more or remote capacity if you want to hook up remote heads or have it last longer in a power outage. And now it's back to green. But anyways, yeah, great emergency light. Very, very high quality. One of my favorite modern emergency lights, I'd say. And it's too bad these were discontinued so soon. Let's move on to the exit sign in my room for this video. And it's an edgelit model. You can also see it's a mirrored edgelit model. The back of it has a mirrored finish, which is nice. I like mirrored edgelit exit signs a lot more compared to clear ones, because I think you can see the exit letters a lot better. Plus, they look a little bit more fancy, I guess. This is an Astrolight exit sign, and it's very, very cheap. It's like horrible cheap, and I have a rant about it too. By the way, I got this sign brand new in the box. It's never been opened. It was all sealed. But it's a very cheap exit sign. Something weird up here, it just says Edgelit, as you can see. That's not a brand, that's not what they call these. It just says Edgelit, which is strange. I mean, it's kind of a generic term. It's like if an emergency light had the text emergency light on it. It's just weird. I don't know why they have that there. But anyways, yeah, very cheap exit sign. Again, I got this brand new in the box. You can see the faceplate has scratches all over it. And the side of it is starting to fall apart up here. It's just very cheap, I guess. I know I keep saying that over and over. It's very loose on its wall canopy. I have the canopy securely fastened to my wall, but it's like the exit sign can't hold on to it well. This has many mounting options. You could have it recessed in the ceiling, or surface mount on the ceiling or the wall, or on this side of the wall. Up here is the test button and AC light. You might also notice these two scratches. They were there when I opened this sign. I wonder if it's just poor quality control. I mean, it literally looks like this exit sign was used somewhere. We can give it a test, and it doesn't look any different since it's just an exit sign. Other than that, it has a very nice appearance to it. Again, I like edgelit exit signs. I know I haven't shown a lot off in my videos, mainly because I don't have a lot of edgelit exit signs. I'd like to get some more. But yeah, it looks good. It's just very fragile and low quality. It's almost like it is generic. I know Astrolite, I think they rebrand some generic, but to my knowledge, this isn't a generic model. It's just a very cheaply produced sign by Astrolite. But anyways, that's everything with this Astrolite edgelit exit sign. We move on to an All-Pro APEL Mini emergency light. As of me recording this video, this is All-Pro's newest emergency light that they have released. And it's an interesting design. It's square. You don't see a lot of emergency lights that look like this. It's all LED. It's very, very small. And these are produced by a generic company called Changrong, but their generic products are actually decent. They're pretty nice. I think this emergency light will be the replacement for All-Pro's other emergency light offering, which is the APEL. A lot of people know this emergency light as the All-Pro emergency light. Again, this is just a rebrand of a Changrong model, but All-Pro has been selling these for the last 10 years now, maybe even a little bit longer. So I think they had some sort of exclusive deal with Changrong because only All-Pro sold these. But I've noticed within the last year or so, a lot of other generic names have been rebranding these, and they're starting to become really common now. Again, so many people are rebranding them. So I'm wondering if All-Pro had Changrong to make a new design that will be exclusive to All-Pro, and maybe they have the rights to this emergency light for the next 10 years or something. But this emergency light has the same specs as this one, the same emergency light heads, as you can see, same battery, all that kind of thing. We can test the unit. There it is in emergency mode. I think I like the APEL Mini better than the original APEL. I mean, this has a unique design, I guess, but I think the square look of this emergency light is definitely unique. The power has been cut, and we are now in emergency mode. Here's the Lithonia ELMLT doing a fantastic job. It is very, very bright. Something interesting is you can see the indicator down here is blinking yellow, which means it's in emergency operation. This is the only emergency light that I know of that has some sort of indication that it's in emergency mode. Every other emergency light out there, just the indicator turns off. But this one doesn't, so I guess that's kind of neat. You can tell if the emergency light is in self-test mode or if it's actually in emergency mode. So pretty interesting. Over here is the Astrolite edgelit exit sign, which is doing the same. There's really not a difference to it, but it's lighting up and it works great. But yeah, the ELMLT is pretty much like the sun. You can see this entire wall is lit up and the walkway. And this side of my room is entirely lit. It doesn't even look like there's a power outage. It's so bright in here. But yeah, it's a great emergency light. And I do want to do an experiment in just a few minutes with this emergency light, but I will tell you about that here in a second. Let's check on the APEL Mini, which is doing good. Here it is. And you can see it's lighting up this space fine. It lights up, I can see. And you can also tell there's the two spotlights where the heads are adjusted. But yeah, it's a decent emergency light. I would say it's a good basic use, budget-friendly emergency light. It's lighting up this area fine. I can see my way around. But anyways, that's everything with the APEL Mini. Let's go back to the ELMLT, and I'll tell you about my little experiment idea. So when I was first installing this emergency light, like I do with any other emergency light or exit sign combo, after I get it installed, I like to make adjustments on the heads to make sure I get the proper coverage. But while I was installing this emergency light and doing that testing, I noticed it didn't matter if I adjusted the heads or not, it still lit up my entire space. So you can see right now I do have the heads adjusted. This right head is pointing over here, and the left head points over here a little bit. And you can see just how lit up it is over here. There's pretty much no dark areas. So now let me turn the heads where they are in their default adjustment state. So there we go. So now this is pretty much how you get it out of the box. But you can see, I mean, it's not as bright, but it's still a uniform brightness. But it's bright. It's still lit up. Of course, now all this light is directed over here in this area. But yeah, so it still does a good job. Most other emergency lights, if you would have them in their default adjustment like this, all the coverage down here would be eliminated and it would be completely dark, which is why it's important to adjust emergency light heads. Of course, I'm still going to have these adjusted. I just thought it was interesting that even when it's not adjusted, it's still lighting up down here. So anyways, that's everything in my room. We move on to an all LED exit sign combo. This is a generic model, and it's rebranded by a company called Morris Lighting. I'm not sure who originally produces these, but it's some sort of generic manufacturer out there. Again, it's all LED. It has green LED exit letters with LED emergency light heads, and something cool about these heads is you can swivel them up and over the combo, and you can also swivel them like this, which is a pretty interesting design and makes the adjustments more flexible. Over here is the test button and AC light, and we can give the combo a test so you can see it in action there. And the emergency light heads are actually decently bright, not bad, and it's a neat design for a generic combo. I'd like to say these are some early models of all LED exit sign combos that came out. This particular one was manufactured in 2017, but I feel like I've seen them even as early as 2013 or 2014. Let's take a look on the inside of this combo. I went ahead and took off the faceplate, and here it is. There's the green LEDs that light up the exit letters. Here's the backup battery and the transformer with the wiring connections. There's the back of the test button. And I forgot to mention it earlier, but this combo actually has remote capacity or expanded runtime, and this is where you would connect your remote heads. I don't have any connected, so this combo will just last longer in a power outage. Lastly, up here you can see this combo was made in May of 2017, and here's the label on the inside that tells you some information. It looks like the model number is 73466. So that's everything on the inside of this combo. Now it's time to see the combo in action with the power cut, and I'm actually really impressed with it. It's bright. If we check out the coverage on the ground, you can see it makes these two big spotlight patterns wherever you have them adjusted, which is to be expected, but it also lights up the space in between. So it's nice. I do like it, actually. I would say these are worth buying if you can find one for a deal. I wouldn't spend any more than, I don't know, $45 for one, but they're good for generic. You know, they have a neat design, it looks good, and they have bright emergency light heads that you can adjust in a lot of different ways. It's very flexible with the emergency light adjustments on it. But yeah, it's a nice combo. Again, I don't know who originally makes it. But anyways, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about with this all LED combo. And I think that'll wrap up this exit sign and emergency light video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Or if you have anything else you'd like to say, you can leave them below. That's going to do it for this video. If you'd like to check out some of the other videos I have on my YouTube channel, I have many other exit sign and emergency light videos, as well as other kinds of videos too. And yeah, that's it. and I'll catch you guys in the next video.